PayPal USD is making its way to the Stellar network, and I truly believe that the majority of the crypto world, the crypto sphere, they sleeping. They sleeping on this. And once PayPal USD goes live on Stellar, and PayPal USD is connected in over 128 countries around the world, tapped in with over 5,000 on and off ramps to Stellar. Yeah, they're going to have to wake up at that point. I was digging a little bit deeper into PayPal's infrastructure, guys. And alongside of the PayPal USD, which we know is issued by Paxos, PayPal and Stripe have a very interesting relationship as well. And we all know Stripe just picked up Bridge. Bridge plugs in Stellar APIs into its software. So not only does this pop off on a consumer retail level, but for business owners as well. There is a lot of discussion now, especially with the Genius Act and other digital asset forward bills that bring up the discussion of stablecoins here in the United States. With all of that discussion, you got big retailers like Walmart, Amazon, Kroger. Yeah, nobody's mentioning that. Kroger getting involved too. And if Kroger's coming, I wouldn't be surprised to see other grocery store chains next, like Myers, maybe a Sam's Club, maybe a Costco's, BJ's Wholesale, places like that. Because the infrastructure is already there. Think about it this way. Walmart has a point system. You get different coins or tokens back. I've mentioned several times in previous episodes about our extensive use of Myers M-Perks. Okay. If they decided to convert those endpoints into stable coins, I probably wouldn't need to spend cash on groceries for another year. All right. Which would be mind blowing. It would completely shift the paradigm. It would turn the game upside down. It really would. And I think that also lends to why it's taking so long for this to really get up off the ground, because these companies realize that a larger portion of their customers, or in some cases, a smaller portion of their customers, are more digitally native than others. And they may fear that they will tip the scales in the wrong direction. That is why everybody is studying and studying and studying and studying. What I love the most about this PayPal and Stellar arrangement is that when the traditional company comes along, it's not a, hey, take a look at the XLM token, look at the price history, here's our community, look at our meme token. No. They're not even going to see Stellar first. They're going to see the wallet. They're going to see the wallet first. And then they're going to mess around with the wallet and they're going to go, hey, this wallet is pretty fun. It's easy to use. The interface is great. What's the software behind it? Stellar. Oh, okay. Now I see what you're getting at here. So I'm really just hyping up this Stellar and PayPal relationship, guys. There will be no new groundbreaking information in this particular segment. I just really want people to understand this is going to change the game for Stellar. Now, a couple of days ago, they did make this beautiful ad placement.
PayPal's stablecoin, PYUSD, is coming to Stellar, the blockchain built for fast, affordable payments. Together, we're expanding what's possible with digital money, from everyday purchases to global payouts. Sending money? Imagine it arriving in moments, not days. PYUSD on Stellar will make it easier to send money across borders and cash out locally, thanks to a network of on and off ramps in over 170 countries. Checking out? Imagine if every payment was that fast, low cost, and settled in seconds. With PYUSD on Stellar, that kind of seamless experience is just around the corner for shoppers and merchants. Running a business? Imagine having working capital when you need it most. PYUSD on Stellar can help small businesses unlock new financing opportunities while giving liquidity providers potential access to yield. The way we pay and get paid is changing, and PYUSD on Stellar is paving the path forward.
If the money is digital, so is the hustle, baby. I don't want to highlight a point they made in this little ad here, which I can totally see running throughout the fall sports season. Okay. They mentioned how business owners can also leverage the ability to have access to funding during off bank hours. That can play a major role in the supply chain financing world. Also, of course, in retail, things like that. But I think it'll be supply chain finance that benefits the most from that particular arrangement. Why couldn't someone use a Stellar based wallet transacting PayPal USD for their supply chain business? I don't see why that couldn't happen. And then when you really get into the technical side, the build of Stellar, what I also love to see is when a project or a protocol has continuous efforts or shows continuous efforts towards educating people about how their technology works. Let's get a little reminder of how the Stellar consensus protocol truly works.
Now, because Stellar is a federated consensus algorithm, there's actually lots of small groups that make up the network. And so in your example, say that, I trust you and you trust me, but all of a sudden you start adding these new entities that you trust. And so you, for instance, invite an attacker into your trusted group. Now, just because you trust them doesn't mean I have to, right? And so essentially what there is that the Stellar network is made up of a lot of small groups of local trust. Now, these small groups of local trust or federations are overlapping, and this overlapping trust does mean that the network is, a single network and joined. But what it means is that just because, some random entity staked Ethereum, across the world, though I've never met, I don't have to, start trusting them like I would on Ethereum. I only have to trust the people I know in my group, but because of the way the math works out via some, fancy discrete math proofs, we still have this globally connected network, even though we only have local trust groups.
That's an ingenious design. So we're all on the same network, but I have a stronger connection to Stellar wallet users in Michigan as opposed to a group in New York or Florida per se. But we're still all connected on the same network. Consensus is still met the same way. So it's those unique features to Stellar's blockchain that allow it to last as long as it has and continue to offer efficient services like their wallets, their on and off ramps, their aid assists, aid issuance, aid disbursement. They've changed the name so many times. Tokenization, stable coins. Listen, Stellar positioned itself in front of the RWA and stablecoin boom months before it happened by establishing relationships with Franklin Templeton as far back as 2019. Okay, shout out to my brother C. Will at the Passive Income Network. I watched a clip on his channel a couple weeks ago where Danielle Dixon was talking about Franklin Templeton independently in 2020 developed the Beans app on Stellar. Independently, ladies and gentlemen, Franklin Templeton went and did their own research and then contacted Stellar and said, "Hey, we like y'all little thing here. Let's keep building. Let's put some more money on top of it. Let's put some more money on top of it, right?" So to see things like that. Oh, and also the relationship with MoneyGram. MoneyGram made the decision to go from what was perceived to be the all-time payments leader, cross-border payments leader in Ripple, and join forces with Stellar. Only for a few months down the line for them to introduce so many other crypto-related services and getting involved with the stablecoin discussions, linking with MasterCard, Visa, all of these other things. I don't know how to make the case any clearer for XLM, in my humble opinion. But to bring it to a more holistic point of view, Cointelegraph posted a clip on their X that kind of blew my mind. So I guess this gentleman by the name of F.A. Hayek, back in the 80s, finance guy, spoke about an idea called denationalization of money. Basically, money with no borders. Money that can be used anywhere for anything at any time by anyone. Sounds a lot like crypto, don't it? Let's jump to the clip. I want you to hear this. And then at the end, I'm going to lay my perspective on top.
See, the great trouble is the money wasn't allowed to develop further. After 200 or 300 years of coins, all governments put their hands and stopped any further developments. They were not allowed to experiment on it. Money hasn't been improved. Money has rather become worse in the course of time. Government said it must not develop any further. And what we have had since in development were matters of government inventions, mostly wrong, mostly abuses of money. And I have come to the position of asking, has monetary policy ever done any good? I don't think it has. I think it has done only harm. And that's why I am now pleading for what I've called denationalization of money. I don't believe that we shall ever have a good money again before we take the thing out of the hands of government. And then we can't take them violently out of the hands of government. All we can do is, by some sly roundabout way, introduce something they can't stop.
Insert your favorite digital asset here. In the comments under this, I saw Bitcoin, XRP, Solana solves this, Ethereum solves this, all of that. But guys, I think we're missing the true ethos here. This industry is that. All of these digital assets together are denationalizing money. Because think of it like this. Me and you can transact with each other with stablecoins no matter where you are. So if you're driving down the highway in some country that I'm pretty sure I ain't never heard of, and we want to do a transaction, or you want to send me a super chat or super sticker, you could do that. But right now, I have to wait to actually get that money because YouTube has to package that super sticker into my, usual payment. Thanks to the world of digital assets, stablecoins, blockchain technology, now that super sticker can go directly to me. This changes the way money moves. And to bring it all back home to Stellar, if you're going to change the way money moves, you have to start with the wallet. I'm going to leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to pick up your DHN Crypto Starter Kit. Okay? It will be your dossier to the world of blockchain. As you can see here, it covers a lot of different concepts. It gives you a criteria to evaluate assets, 5 verticals of blockchain, the adoption model, news and analytics outlets. Listen, a lot of people will feed you fish in this space. I'm handing out fishing rods for the lows. All right. The lows. Also, check out Blockmaster, Fundamentals of Blockchain Technology, and the DHN 100. 100 assets, 100 utilities. So, with that, that's all I got for this episode, guys. Again, thanks for rocking with me throughout the hiatus. Listen, I had a graduation to deal with, kids' graduation from 2nd grade to 3rd grade, preschool to kindergarten. It was a whole lot. 3-year anniversary. It was a lot on my head. But that's why I love y'all. Because no matter what I go through, I know the DHN committee is going to rock with me. So with that, y'all know what time it is. If that money is digital, so is the hustle.